Hello, party people. Okay, I didn't platinum it yet. I might not, just because I don't want to redo the whole game on the hardest difficulty called Chaos. Here's my delayed and very late take on Stranger of Paradise, um, Final Fantasy Origin. It came out in 2022. Uh, it was a prequel to Final Fantasy 1. Now, if you're not mistaken, Final Fantasy 1 through 6 were all the pixelated um, Final Fantasies that traditionally Final Fantasies, the games have nothing to do with each other besides commonalities like the job class system, the black mage, the white mage, and like principles and dynamics like that. Did Final Fantasy 1 through 6 include turn-based combat? I mean, like, for the most part. Is Stranger of Paradise turn-based combat? No, it is not. Nothing in Stranger of Paradise is missable. There's a chapter select. You redo or do whatever parts of the game you want, whenever you want. So that also drew me to the game, right? I'm not a fan of missable trophies or like multiple playthroughs. I got New Game Plus Plus. Um, so I have kind of mixed feelings about it. This is a very unique Final Fantasy in the case that there's no overworld. You're not going from like town to town and like castle to castle, all that bullshit. The layout of the game is this: you go to an area, it's a dungeon. You fight the boss of the dungeon, you level up, and you keep doing the same thing over and over. Dungeon boss, dungeon boss, dungeon boss. Um, there is no other way you can control your character unless it's in a dungeon. Um, I would say this actually makes me want to play Final Fantasy 1 because Stranger of Paradise is a prequel to Final Fantasy 1. It's a prequel to all the Final Fantasies if you want to look at it like that. Um, they do use a job system, and from what I remember, it's handled a little bit better than the other Final Fantasies that use a job system, as rare as those might be now. Um, the story was interesting. It kept me motivated enough that I wanted to see what the ending was. Um, from what I saw, the story could have been a lot better. I get it. They were trying to do the whole mystery. What does that symbolize? Blah 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 shit. It wasn't working for me. I sometimes I would encounter a mystery in the story, and I'm like, is it my fault for not understanding this, or is it the actual game? But either way, there were a lot of loopholes, in my opinion, about okay, this person comes from there, etc., etc. And you don't really get the traditional RPG sense in Stranger of Paradise. It's not a bad thing. What they did with what they had was impressive. Could they have had a lot more? Yes. This is the Final Fantasy series, like. Anyway, so let me, without spoiling too much, the the kingdom, if you want to call it that. Um, this is not an RPG that ends in suspense. If anything, the way the cinematics go, it's the RPG that ends when the bad guy wins, and you don't see that in like other Final Fantasies. You don't see like a take on that, like the bad guy winning or the bad guy taking over. And essentially, that was what Final Fantasy One was for. Because I assume Final Fantasy One and two, three, four, five, six all had nothing to do with each other in terms of story content wise, but other dynamics, etc. Now, it just wasn't doing it for me. I really wanted to like this game, and like chaos difficulty is the hardest difficulty, and like you get your character to the point where you think they're pretty much invincible anyway. I it just seems like a chore more than like, oh, I want to see how strong my character is. And at the end of the game, you get rewarded all these special items and stuff. Presumably, that make the game easier for you. The point being is that I I wouldn't say I'm disappointed. I'm saying that things could have just been done better. I like the stuff they did that was somewhat revolutionary, even evolutionary. This is a modern day RPG that is mimicking the prequel to the very first Final Fantasy. Now, it does make me want to like at least get a synopsis of what happens in Final Fantasy One. Would I actually play it? I mean, I is it on sale? The Final Fantasy 1 through 6 as a bundle is on sale on PlayStation Store right now. Whether it's like a special sale, I don't know, or just regular sale, I don't know. So there's your answer. If you really want to find out everything that's happened before 7, the infamous Final Fantasy 7, so Final Fantasy Stranger Paradise 1 through 6, put those together. If you want to play all of them, let me know how it goes. Because I'm probably not going to do that. Would I entertain the idea? I'll have to think about it. I'd have to, look up as a trophy hunter. I have to look up, like trophy difficulty, missable trophies, blah, blah, blah. But did I play Stranger Paradise? It was a plus that I had no missable trophies. Chapter select, again, dungeon select, go wherever you want, fight whoever you want, anytime. It could have been done better. And I understand why some people might feel it's dungeon boss, dungeon boss, dungeon boss. There's not really any traveling whatsoever. You're not, like in Final Fantasy 15, you're not in a fucking car. Or you're not even on a fucking boat. Like somehow you just end up all these places in a fucking ship or something. Like a spaceship ship, aerodynamic, aerial based ship. I really wanted to like this, and I didn't hate it. If I had to guess, I would say this game was kind of rushed, like a lot. Like maybe they had a deadline to meet. Everything I saw in that game, I wasn't sure that was supposed to be the finished product. The story is interesting when you figure out what's going on. Does it make certain things obvious? Regarding the villain, yes, it does. But like, it was enjoyable. Like, I'm glad I played it. I'm not gonna platinum it, most likely 9 times soon at least. And I mean, what else can I say about it? So, if you guys want to check it out, let me know. I'll give you my honest opinion about it if you want me to. It wasn't Final Fantasy in its most shining moment, and put it that way. It was better than I expected, but it did not meet my expectations. For the prequel to the entire Final Fantasy series, assuming they're all not connected, but still, the prequel to the very first Final Fantasy, I expected more. To put your game up there on a pedestal of the origin of Final Fantasy, and that's the finished product. I mean, honestly, if I had to rate this game a 1 out of 10, 1 to 10 with 10 being the highest, like the best game ever, I'm gonna give it a 7.5, and that's being generous. In my opinion, that's being generous. there was more stuff wrong with the game than there was stuff done right. Okay, guys. Well, that's my review of that game. If you are gonna get it, approach it open-minded. Approach it with caution. There's a demo you can play of it if you really want to. That's included in the purchase. You can probably just download the demo from PlayStation Store or something. If you like the demo and like it actually interests you, it might be worth taking a look because it's probably dirt cheap right now. By all means, I got mine on sale with the season pass, so I was pretty happy about that. I got some of this DLC trophies, but I didn't get all of them. Just like I didn't get everything to get the platinum either. So, okay, guys, thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves and each other.